We've always said that conceptually we want the world to feel dangerous. The machines are the dominating life form, so humanity is no longer at the top of the food chain. As soon as you leave the safety of the settlements and go into the wild world, then there is a lot of danger. So that means there is a challenge as well. If you stay on the road, it's relatively safe, but as soon as you go into the forest or into the desert, etc., you run into a lot more danger. Challenge is one of the key words here. Every encounter needs to have challenge in there. For gamers, that's more interesting. Fighting an enemy like in a boss fight, that's super rewarding when you finally beat it. Challenge, how we try to create that, is through the tactical options. Because there are machines, we can put technology, different types of technology on them. We can put resources on them. So this is where the tactical comes into play. At first, players, when they first encounter a new machine, they will scan it. You can see, okay, it's weak against fire, it's strong against cryo, it has these components, this weapon. You can shoot off armor to expose weak points, you can shoot off weapons to pick them up and use them against the machines. There's also the hacking mechanics, so you can turn their faction and they will fight alongside. And then the player has this sort of arsenal of different types of weapons. So you can set traps to prepare before combat. You can also set traps if you want to escape from combat. In the studio, what we've said is that we actually are designing towards 3 phases in combat. So we call it prepare, engage and escape. Everything is kind of organized towards that, and that's not something that the player needs to do or needs to keep in mind, but it's sort of a natural way of how people can play, and the options are always available, and the level design around where you have the encounters with the machines support those stages as well. As you go out in the open world and you progress through the story, you will encounter more and more difficult machines. So to deal with that danger, we've built several systems for the player to upgrade and customize their playstyles. One thing, for example, is that by discovering new tribes, you can also acquire new outfits. The more hidden tribes have more exclusive outfits with better stats on them. And then these outfits also have modification slots where you can slot in modifications that you retrieve from the machines so you can further upgrade the outfits. And we have a similar system for the weapons. The weapons that you find at the start of the game, they might have one modification slot and they have one ammo type that they support. But later on in the game you might find weapons that have 3 different types of ammo that they can fire off. They have 3 modification slots, so there's a lot more possibilities that open up. The other system that we have, which is really important, is that you get XP. With this XP you can level up, and if you level up you get skill points. And these can be spent on unique abilities that also further expand your combat moves, and that helps a lot as well in sort of choosing how you want to take on these enemies. So for example, concentration mode is a very powerful one where you can slow down time and you can more precisely hit components. So that's where a skill really supports the tactical play again as well. We've shown the forest and the snow-covered mountains, but that's kind of the starting area. So as soon as the player goes out of the starting area, then we have some more interesting environments like the desert. We have a very nice jungle setting as well, and we have some more stuff as well. It's really important because it adds to the variety, and we also have specific machines that operate in these environments. The tribes are different in these environments as well. The music actually changes in sort of theme, because the tribes that live there use different machine parts or different techniques to build their houses and their instruments and their weapons. So we have a system that, like a fog of war, that completely obscures the map. Aloy hasn't seen much of the world, same as the player. So you kind of discover it and uncover a lot of things together with her. And as you uncover parts of the map, you will see that there's settlements, there's certain points of interest, there are collectibles, there's different types of activities, all outside of the quests that are also present and outside of the settlements that are there. So there's a lot of other things that are also available to players there and things to discover and uncover. Emergent gameplay is something that we've been playing with ever since the Killzone games. It's always been very high on our list. We've always designed our AI systems to be very, very flexible. And that's something we see ourselves as well. We occasionally have unique moments that we didn't foresee, and then sometimes we try to make a system out of it so there's more chance that players will see these as well. Of course, coming from a Killzone games, you can playtest mission by mission and you can playtest an X number of hours. But a game like this, it's so many hours, there's so many opportunities. You can go left and right whenever you want. it requires a very different approach in playtesting, and we want to have the story to be so powerful that people will come back and keep following the story, and that it stays in their mind, but still give them the freedom to do whatever they like. Yeah. I really hope that people enjoy the story as much as I do it, and same with the combat. And just the experience itself, how everything comes together, like seeing these machines with the nature and the music. And yeah, I think we have something very powerful in there. And to me, it feels, as a game, it feels very fresh. And I hope people will feel that as well.